Don't forget to like and subscribe to Jolie Knots Crochet. Hit share, go ahead and share with your friends, or you can hit that little bell to get notifications when new patterns release.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Jolie Knots Crochet. I'm Crystal and today we are going to be making this puffy beanie. This is bulky, oversized, and our puff stitches are sideways puffs. All right, the yarn that we are using for this project is Yarn B, denim in color, and the color is green. Now this yarn I picked up on clearance at Hobby Lobby. I'm pretty sure that this color and these yarns are still available, possibly online. I'm not sure if the color itself is discontinued. This skein right here is 50% acrylic. This skein right here is 50% acrylic and 50% cotton. It's got 157 yards. Now I used one entire skein for this project with just a teeny tiny bit left over. All right, so all you should need is one. I also worked with a 6mm hook. You're going to need a tapestry needle, some scissors, and if you decide to put a pom-pom on, you can go ahead and get your pom-pom together as well. Now, this pattern is a repeat of 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, or a repeat of 4 rows. So you can use any yarn, any hook size, as long as you've got the repeat on, your multiples of 2, then you are good to go, and I will teach you how to measure properly so that you have a proper amount of stitches. All right, everybody, go ahead and grab your materials and let's get started. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is make our band. I'm going to start with a slip knot, and we are going to chain 11. Now, if you want a smaller band, you can chain less. If you want a bigger band, you can chain more. In the second chain from the hook, we're going to put a single crochet. Single crocheting all the way down our chain, so we should have 10 single crochets. And your work should look just like that. Alright, so now you're going to chain 1, and this is going to be your repeat row. The first stitch, you're going to single crochet into both loops. Your next 8 stitches, you're going to single crochet into the back loop only. Your last stitch will be a single crochet through both loops. So your first and last stitch will be through both loops, and that's going to help us get a cleaner edge on our band. All right, last stitch, both loops. So you're going to keep working that row. Repeat it until your band is 18 or 19 inches long. It will be stretchy, so it should stretch to the size of your head. Now, if you're making it for a child, of course, you're going to want it smaller. The idea here is to have multiples of 2. All right, so our starting stitch, once we put this all together and get our pattern going, you're going to want your band to be multiples of 2. Go ahead and finish that out until you're about 18 or 19 inches wide or long, and I will meet you back to show you how to close it up. All right, so I have finished my band. I made mine more like 20 inches. My daughter and I have some big curly hair, so we like it to go over our hair. and that is the reason I'm making mine just a little bit longer. Now, when I stitch my pieces together, I want to continue working as if I was just working in the back loops only, just as if I was extending my band. So I'm going to chain one. I'm going to go through my 2 loops here, but I'm going to take the end of my band on the other side and go through that first chain space and slip stitch. All right. Now the next one, we're going to go through the back loops. Back loop, chain space, oops. Back loop, chain space, slip stitch. Slip stitch through your 8 back loops only. And then your last one will be through your both loops. And the reason we do it like this is because it's much more, it will hide your seam a lot better. And there we are, chain 1, and that is your slip stitch. Now of course you can see that, but as we work on our piece, we are going to go ahead and flip that so that it's on the inside, and it's not going to be as noticeable. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do here in round 1, go ahead and work over your tail unless you want to weave those in. I am going to work a half double crochet into the side of each and every row. Because we worked an even amount of rows, we should have an even amount of stitches. That's your multiple evens. So continue working your half double crochet all the way around, and I'll meet you back to slip stitch it. All right, here we are at the end of our round. We're just going to slip stitch to the top of that first half double crochet. Pull your slip stitch pretty tight. Now what we're going to do is half double crochet into the back bar of our half double crochets. So we're going to chain 1, zoom in here for you. The back bar in your first stitch is a little bit tougher to find, so flip that around. This is your back bar right here. You've got your top 2 V's and then the bar in the back, and we are going to half double crochet right into that. Your next stitch, your top 2 bars, and your back bar. Not the small one, but the larger one that is the length of your V's up top. Half double crochet into the back bar of every half double crochet. Now what that's doing is bringing our top bars forward, so it's going to give us like a braided look without having to do post stitches. All right, so finish that around. You will do 2 rounds of this. So slip stitch to, go ahead and finish that all the way around. Slip stitch to the beginning and then repeat it again. So you'll have 2 rounds of half double crochet into the back loop only. And I will meet you right back here to work on the next round. All right, now that we have finished out our 3rd row of half double crochets, 2 rows into the back bar only, our next row, what we're going to do is we're going to have 2 chains, and we're going to double crochet right into that first stitch. All right. Now what we're going to do is build a puff stitch around that same double crochet we just created. Yarn over, go around the stitch 4 times. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 9 loops. That's our first puff stitch. Now we're going to skip 1 stitch and into the next stitch, double crochet. Yarn over 4 times around that double crochet. Yarn over, pull through all loops, skip 1 stitch, double crochet into the next. Puff stitch around your double crochet, and repeat that all the way around. Okay, so here we are. We've just completed our last puff stitch. We have just yarned over and pulled through all loops. And now what we're going to do is find the top of the double crochet on top of the puff stitch that we created in the beginning. And then we're going to slip stitch into that. Pull it tight. So this is what our work should look like so far. All right. Now, here's the easy part. We're going to repeat. We are going to repeat 1, 2, 3, 4. The 3 rows of half double crochets and the row of puff stitches. Really simple. Here's how we're going to do it. Chain 1. Now, if you look at the top of these stitches, there are 2 parts to each one. This one here is the one we slip stitch into. That's the double crochet. This one is the puff stitch. Double crochet, puff stitch. Into the top of each one of those stitches, you're going to put your half double crochet. And you're going to do that all the way around. And then you're going to repeat your 2 rows of half double crochet into the back bar only, and then you're going to repeat your row of puff stitches. Okay, so here we are. We have repeated the 3 half double crochets, your puff stitch row, we've repeated that, and then we've repeated again the 3 half double crochet rows. So our next row that we're going to do, we're going to start decreasing. So to decrease, we are going to half double crochet into our back bar. We are going to half double crochet into the next back bar, so we're going to have 3. And then we're going to do 2 together. So yarn over, pull up, go through the next one, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all. That's your decrease. 3 half double crochets into the back bar, and then 2 together. So when we're doing our 2 together, we're yarning over once, going through, pulling up a loop. We're not yarning over again for the second one. We're just going through the loop and pulling up, yarning over and pulling through all 4 loops. Okay, so complete your decrease round. That's 3 half double crochets and then 2 half double crochets together. All the way around. All right, here we are. We've completed our first decrease round. And now we're going to do the same thing. However, with this round, we're not going to go into the back loops. We're going to go into the top of the half double crochets. So chain 1, half double crochet into your first stitch, half double crochet into the next stitch, and then half double crochet 2 together. So we're doing 2 half double crochets and then 2 half double crochet together. So 1, 2, and then 2 together. We're going to do that all the way around, and then we're going to... All right, here we are at the end of our decreased double crochet round that we worked into the top of the stitch. We're going to do the same exact thing. 2 half double crochets and then 2 half double crochets together. All right, now that we have got our second row of half double crochet decrease into the top of the stitch, we are going to fasten off and cut your tail long so that we can sew in our ends. All right, pull it through. And how we're sewing in those ends, we're just going to take a tapestry needle and we're going to go in and out of each stitch. Just in and out, really simple, all the way around. All right, so once you get all the way around, we're just going to pull that up really tight. And pull it tight, stick our hand inside so we can feel inside, and all we're doing is now going across. So we had gone around and now we're going to go across to tighten it up. In and out, back and forth from one side to the next. Now you can put a pom-pom on this if you like. I've got a tutorial that shows you how to put pom-poms on. And when you're ready to sew it up, you're just going to go right into, or when you're ready to fasten off, right to the inside, and to make a couple of knots to secure it. All right, there we are. Snip your end, and here we have it. Thanks everyone for watching Jolie Knots Crochet. I'm Crystal, and I will see you next time.